The following program contains material that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the Community Media Center Marin, it's marINSANITY.
Hey, what's up? Hey! How you doing, Marin? Where my brown people at? Hey, that's what I thought. Cool. Probably better luck finding Ewoks out here. Black or brown people. How you feeling, Marin? Welcome to marINSANITY. You're here to see comics who are crazy funny, much like the advertising. We are not going to let you down. I'm your host tonight. My name is Nicole Kalasich. I said that with a little accent there, so you know I'm Latina. I say it like that, so you know it's real. Ready to party? You guys are like, what is she talking about? We're teaching our kids Mandarin up here. Enough about us. Let's talk about you guys. Do you have any hoes in the audience tonight? Any hoes? It's like mother-daughter. Like they both looked away at the same time. Runs in the family. That's cool. I know. I recognize a hoe when I see one. Oh my God! Look at that chest hair exposed. That's a hoe. It's gender neutral. Did you say he's paid for? By you?
No.
Interesting. There's more debauchery up here than I realized.
But not chest.
I have nothing against a hoe. Nothing against you, ho, library ho. I'm very pro ho in my life. I just can't be one anymore. I used to be one. I was like aces, dude. I was top 10 of all time, greatest of all time of the hoe caliber, but I had to retire my jersey because unfortunately for me, I wasn't having the best luck with it. If you're a hoe out there, I wish you better luck than what I had, okay? It was like a quality versus quantity question. In my experience, I just kept encountering terrible dick after terrible dick after terrible dick, right? Look at the empathy. And I have to say, like, I do wish you better luck if you're a hoe. I want you to have better experience than I did. For me, I think the tip of the iceberg, or just the tip of the iceberg, has to have been when I encountered the mythical micropene. The stuff of lore, right? I'm here to tell you it's not a myth. That shit is real, and it'll haunt your nightmares in a real way till the end of days. Just to give you an idea of how I felt in that moment, I want you to imagine that this microphone is his penis, okay? This microphone is the micropene. You got it? We all following along? Can you see it? Can you pinpoint it? This microphone is this micropene, and this entire room is my vagina. Like every woman's had to fake an orgasm in her life. I just had to fake I could even feel a penis was there. Are you kidding me? Pass along the Oscars, Meryl. I think I've earned them way more than you. At one point, he says to me, "Can you get on top? I'm feeling kind of tired." And I was like, "No! What would I ride? There's nothing there." Clap it up for yourselves and everyone pretending that they did not encounter a micropene in this audience tonight. There's so much stress in this back corner. I feel like there might be some experiences you're holding back. Do you guys drink coffee? Let's try more lightweight stuff. Big coffee drinkers here? Whoop, whoop. You drink Pete's, you drink Phil's. That good stuff, that good, you drink that, mama? Costco brand. We go hard out here in San Rafael. Tight, cool. I drink Phil's coffee if I need to get going, if I need to get started. It's kind of like when you're Mario and you get the star and you're the invincibility thing going crazy out there. And it gets me a little amped up to an unnecessary degree. I get a little nuts. Every time I drink coffee like that, I feel like I start a race between my brain and my butthole to see who could be the most productive, you know? I'm so gross. I've horrified all of you. I'm going to end it on one more horrifying note. If you had any questions in your mind of my Latinidad, I'll tell you one thing for sure. My pelvic area is probably the last South American region not threatened by deforestation. There you go. Cool. You guys, that's my time. Are you disturbed, everyone? Well. Are you ready for your next comedian? Yes. He is totally hilarious, a good friend of mine. He performs all over clubs, colleges, bars, warehouses, furniture stores. Your dreams, baby. Make it loud, everybody, for Jesse Het!
Thanks, everyone. That was exactly the correct amount of applause for me. I appreciate a precise audience. I enjoy that. It's good. I'm happy to be here. I've been having a rough time life-wise lately. Feeling good now. I went through a pretty tough breakup a couple months ago, but now I have like enough distance and perspective on it that I can look back and realize that maybe it wasn't like that great a relationship in the first place. You know, like stay in it a little. You guys ever stay in a bad relationship for like 4 to 6 months longer than you should, just because the other person's place has great water pressure? Like every night I fall asleep, I'm like, this has to end. I gotta get out. She cries all the time, and I think she might be cheating on me. And I woke up the other night, and she was just sitting, just staring at me as I slept. And I go, this cannot end well. I need to figure. And then in the morning, I wake up and I'm getting ready for work in the shower. I'm just like, oh yeah, I think we could make this work. Actually, I've never felt cleaner in my life. No residue. Could have saved me. Decent plumbing could have saved me a lot of heartache, is what I'm saying. If I just once in my life lived in a house with decent plumbing, I think I'd be a completely different person. I've only lived in terrible houses my entire life. I currently live in what might be the crappiest inhabited home in East Oakland. So a lot of competition for that title, but we took it down this year. Everything in my house is terrible. Like I said, the plumbing, most of it is just not good. Like we have a sink downstairs and a bathroom upstairs. If I'm upstairs taking a shower and someone turns on the downstairs sink, it's like all the water in the pipes has like a Braveheart moment. Each individual droplet just like, quickly, brothers, rally to the sink. We're needed downstairs. The electrical outlets, half of them don't work. Half that do will like try to spit sparks back at you when you plug stuff in. You're like, that's your whole job. Why are you giving me back talk? They're not even the fun kind of outlets that have like the 2 prong holes and then the little mouth hole at the bottom, you know, like it's like a little face that's saying like, please plug in the toaster. Like that's not the kind we have. They're just the two eyes ones. They're just staring at you meanly. Even the decor in our house is terrible. Like we have Venetian blinds on the insides of our windows, which is basically the saddest thing you can put on the inside of a window. It's like, it goes Venetian blind, mildew threadbare towel held up by rusty nails, and like 24 by 36 poster-sized picture of your ex-wife's face who left you for her trainer. Like, those are the saddest things. And we have the Venetian blinds, which I realize that's how you trick dumb poor people into thinking awful things are fancy, is you put a fancy European word in the name. And they're like, Venetian blinds, imported from Italy, I presume. Corinthian leather sounds luxurious. Oh, Vienna sausage, what an exotic treat. But it's awful. Like, it's just, that's how you treat, like, I'm pretty sure if you showed a Venetian blind to somebody who was born and raised in the city of Venice, they would take it as a personal insult. It'd be like, what do you say about my city? And they just start beating you with a gondola paddle. I went to public school, so that's all I know about the city of Venice. You talk like Super Mario, and you commute via fancy canoe. That's it. That's all I know. Didn't do a year abroad. I've actually adopted that naming standard with everything else in our terrible house, though. Like we have Venetian blinds on the insides of the windows. We got these beautiful Parisian bars on the outsides of the windows. In the back of the driveway, there's an Edwardian corner that I pee in sometimes if I come home late from the bar. Had a lady over post breakup the first time it's happened, a little sleepover situation. She was downstairs in the kitchen getting ready for her day. I was upstairs, and she let out a shriek of alarm from downstairs, and I ran down to see what was the matter. And she goes, I just saw a cockroach run across your kitchen floor. And I was like, cockroach? I don't think so. That was a Catalonian kitchen beetle you just saw. That is a rare and exotic species. Very reclusive. I hope you took a picture. I'm lucky to have seen it. I wish I made more money. I wish I made enough money to live in a non-terrible house. Sometimes I wish that I just had like a larger purpose in life, like more, like some kind of cause, like something I could crusade for and really use my time and energy to affect some kind of positive social change. And I was thinking about that the other morning, and I discovered that there was something called the men's rights movement. And at first, on its face, I'm like, this sounds perfect for me. I am a man, and I love rights. definitely get into this thing. But I did a little research, and it turns out that men already have, like, all the rights. So I don't know that there's a need for activism on that front at this particular juncture. Like, I don't even know what a men's rights protest will look like. I just picture a bunch of dudes standing in front of City Hall and just, like, high-fiving each other. Like, carrying around a picket sign, but the picket sign just says, like, sweet. Like 15 E's in a very jaunty font. Like they're doing protest chants, but the chants are just like, this is going pretty well for us currently. Not a great chant. I think maybe I'll become Pope. I think I could do it. I've only been to church like 3 times in my entire life, but I'm 100% sure I could beat up the current Pope. And I'm pretty sure that's how the line of papal ascension works. It's like pro wrestling rules. Like you suplex the Pope, pin him for a 3 count. Guess what? You're the Pope now. The hat has changed heads. Pop that smoke, player. There's a new Pope in town. I think I'd be a really good Pope, too, just because it seems like the bar for Pope seems to be set very low. Like they call the current guy the cool Pope. Like Pope Francis, everybody's like, you heard about this Pope now? There's a new Pope. It's a cool Pope. We got a cool Pope now. There's a cool Pope in town, everybody. The Pope's cool now. Guess what? Cool Pope. You know what makes him so cool? Was that he came out and publicly said that, like, homelessness is bad, he doesn't think gay people are going to hell, and he mostly believes in science. Like, that's not even enough to make you the coolest Safeway deli employee. But somehow it's enough to make you the coolest Pope in history. Like, just call this guy the regular Pope, how about? Like, just the basic human decency Pope. Just call the rest of them the monster popes. The awful monster popes who hate everyone. I don't know. Maybe I'm not Pope material. Just started cutting back on my drinking a little bit, trying to be a better person. That's step 1. I realized that I'd never once woken up in the morning and said to myself, man, I wish I would have drank more last night. That would have been way better. 2, 3 more double whiskeys. I probably could have called like 5 ex-girlfriends instead of just the 2. Could have set a new personal record. All right, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Jesse Heck. Good night.
Give it up one more time for Jesse Head, everybody. So funny. You guys still having a good time? Yes. Try one more time. Round 2. Having a good time still? Yes. Good. Fervor. Rapture happens now. Okay, your next comedian coming to the stage is absolutely hilarious. She's been called brave by her coworkers and too honest by her mother. Everybody put your hands together for Sam DeSalvo.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Awesome. I hate to keep bringing down the mood, but I also got broken up with recently during my birthday week. Yeah. Whoa. Sounds like quite the hit, but I assure you that it's kind of cool because you get a lot of undeserved entitlement from people. Like I told my friends, and your friends just want it to be your birthday so they have an excuse to drink. And then when you also get broken up with, that's like a way they can express their way of being a good friend. Like they're just like, oh my God, first of all, it's your birthday and you got dumped? Oh my God, do you want to fuck my dad and do ketamine with me in Atlantic City? Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I'm like, maybe, But they actually give me a lot of advice now. They're like, Sam, we've been looking at your dating patterns. And you shouldn't date your coworkers. Don't do that. Don't shit where you eat. You know the adage. And you shouldn't date comedians. Broke and broken. Don't do that. And honestly, that's good advice. If those were the only 2 groups of people I ever came into contact with, other than coworkers and comedians, that leaves my family and and my doctor. That's it. And I thought about it, and my doctor would not be the worst choice. He's rich. He already knows a lot about me. We've hung out a few times already. And he's got a poster in his office that would make it really, really easy to hit on him. It says, bear with me. It says 1 out of 2 people will get HPV. And I just say, hey, you want to make it 2 out of 2? He has not called, but waiting on that. It's actually kind of a bummer to start dating again, like, because you go out with a lot of people that suck. And I went out with a guy, and like right before like guys were trying to seal the deal, they give kind of like a 3-point pitch of why you should sleep with them. And I'm like, either I already knew within the first 5 minutes, but like they try anyway at the end of the night. And this guy was like, Sam, you are an unconventionally attractive girl. That was his like selling point, you know? And that is a shitty compliment. Like, he meant it so well, but what it actually sounds like is that when I walked in, he was like, oh no, this is not what I came to do. And then like throughout the date, he was like, all right, okay, it seems like you went to school and shit, got that, you're funny, not really a feminine trait, but I'll buy it. And seems like we have similar views on 9/11. So I'm gonna take one for the team. You know, like that's how it sounds, and it's not like super cool, but you know, you take what you can get in these times. I went out with another guy, and it was actually going really well. Like, we had a really nice dinner out. He was talking about cool things like his stock options and stuff, and that was really impressive to me. And then we went back to his place, and it went to the feeling up portion of the date. Yeah. And during this time, he decided to ask a question, which can be very sexy. Like, an example of a sexy question when you're getting felt up is like, do you want to have sex? Like, that's a sexy question that could have been asked. That's not what he went with. He went with, are these A cups or B cups? Yeah, that's a question for sure. I have a couple follow-ups. One of them would be, why are you asking that question? Like, are you keeping a database? Like, is that what's going on? You trying to up your A cup game from last quarter or something? Second of all, it kind of hits close to home, because in high school, I actually took birth control when I was nowhere near having sex, just because I heard that I would get bigger breasts. And at the time, I had B cups, and I pursued birth control like people in high school who are like, I'm going to be the first person in my family to go to college. I'm like, I'm going to be the first woman to have C cups or better. And then with the help of birth control and pizza and beer, I got all the way to D cups. So I don't have time for assholes like this to be asking me stupid questions like that, especially ill-informed. Like, it's like, for him, if I was like, I grabbed his dick and I was giving him a hand job, because that's how it goes when you have a hand job. And I was like, hey, is this an innie or an outie? I don't know. So yeah, it's a little offensive. Sex and sex advice has always been weird in my family. Like, I asked my mom stuff from a very early age, and she was like overly honest. Like, my mom thinks I'm too honest with you guys. It's because it starts at a young age. Like, when I was really young, I had a friend that I would always play Barbies with, and my friend would always make the Barbies have sex, which was cool. It was the 90s. We were liberated. It was all good. But the way she would make the Barbies have sex was like a little bit of cause for concern. Like, she would take the dominant Barbie and spread their legs over the submissive Barbie. She would make this sound. And then make like creepy ass eye contact with me and be like, they're peeing. And I was like, yeah, of course they're peeing, because that's how I have sex, because I wanted to look cool. But I didn't know for sure. I had a good childhood. I didn't know you had sex. So I outsourced the question to my mom. And I was like, Mom, when people have sex with each other, do they pee on one another? And she just said, not always. Thanks, guys. I'm Sam DeSalvo.
Give it up again for Sam DeSalvo. All right. Have we creeped you out enough? All this pee talk, tiny dongs. Hey, speaking of tiny dongs, no, I'm kidding. Your next comedian is absolutely hilarious, and she just came back from India. Make it loud for Bridget Schwartz, everyone.
I'm used to dark comedy clubs where everybody's sitting. It's like watching a stripper. You're kind of ashamed. You will be ashamed when I'm done. You will be very ashamed. I brought this on stage with me because my Whole Foods clerk wrote me a note. He said, "Dearest customer, stop looking to me for approval. I don't care that you forgot your bag. I don't give a fuck that you have tons of them in your car. Don't tell me what you're going to make with all the butter, sugar, flour you're buying. I hope you make a giant cake dildo and choke on it. That way you would stop prattling on about all your cooking, environmentalism, cultural sensitivity. I can tell you have Botox. Stop pretending, be real. I don't care if you have a gay brother. You could kill and eat a unicorn for all I care. I just work here because they let me pierce my eyebrow. Go home." Have you ever noticed that people in front of you are always making confessions to the clerk at Whole Foods because they seem so enlightened? You know? I want to say, I wish I could wear dreadlocks. They look stupid on white people, don't they? Yes, they do, ma'am. They look very stupid on white people. I went to India and I didn't even do yoga. You like to drop that you've just been in India around hippies a lot because they, for some reason, it's like saying that you went to Mecca or I don't know why. It just gives you instant cachet. And I'm the only person I know that went to India and I did not do one lick of yoga. I didn't even bend over. I did nothing. And I was very proud of it. And, when I said I was going to India, they said, "Oh, are you going to go do yoga?" And I said, "No, sex tourism." That always shuts people up. So the first question people ask in India is, "Are you married?" And it's absolutely not rude. Here, you could punch somebody in the face if they asked you that. I get it a lot. I'm in my 50s and I've never been married. So in India, when you say something like that, it's quite shocking. And they turn around and look at you and they say, "Why not? What happened?" And it's really hard. And sometimes I felt like saying, "I don't know. I don't know. I missed the opportunity and now it's gone and I'll die alone. Don't you think, Sanjay? Don't you think?" And I started making up all these crazy lies about why I'm not married. And I would say, "Oh, well, I was going to, but my fiance died in a grain silo accident." And of course they say, "What's a grain silo?" And I have to explain. And so that lie was too much trouble. You know what a grain silo, I have to explain to you, you know what a grain silo is? Well, it's full of grain. And my high school friend actually did fall into a grain silo and drowned. And it just seemed like such an improbable death that I thought they wouldn't question me, but I ended up spending more time explaining grain silos to Sanjay, the driver, and not clearing up the big problem of why I'm not married. And then I started saying, I'm only 22, I've got plenty of time. And they turn around and look at you, and they're 22, and it's like, "Yeah, I have had a really hard life." Really, really hard. I was in juvie, and then I have to explain what juvie is. Just basically just filling in the time so they leave me alone. And one of the best answer that I came up with when they said, "Why aren't you married?" I said, "Well, in America, there's this tradition of foot binding. So when you're really young, your mother wraps your foot up so it doesn't grow any bigger than like a beautiful lotus root, like this big. And my mother didn't love me enough to bind my feet. So now I have big old flapping peasant feet and I cannot marry an aristocrat because of the size of my feet." And they bought that. They bought it. I lost a lot of weight in India. I don't know. I'm not really quite sure why, but I lost about 20 pounds. I've been twice in 6 months. sex tourism. So I lost weight, and I actually got carded trying to buy a gun. And when you lose an enormous amount of weight, and I told everybody I was in India and I've been sick, and everybody has said, oh, have you tried magnesium? Oh, have you thought of this? Have you, you should go see my herbalist. When I'm sick, I go see a doctor. I don't go see hippies. Actually, that's not true. When I started having a nervous breakdown, I went to a palm reader instead of psychiatrist. And the palm reader diagnosed me with a mental illness. So I fucked her dog, stole her purse, and no, as she did. She diagnosed me with a mental illness. Oh, I did, and I've gone to psychics when I probably should have gone to a lawyer. you know that. I'm sorry, I still have jet lag. So, So I am in my 50s, and so I go on internet dates, which are hilarious. You can't go expecting to meet people. You have to just go expecting a story. That's all pretty much you can expect, and I've learned a lot of things. I've learned that technically your mom is not a roommate. And men in their 50s, usually they're divorced, and it's like going out with someone who's been chained to a Wolverine for 20 years, and they're a little gun-shy, they're a little terrified. The other thing is they're all delusional. Everybody has exceptional children. And I think, I've gone out with a lot of guys, and everybody says their child is exceptional. I don't think it's statistically possible for you all to have exceptional children. And they say things like, oh, my daughter is beautiful. And I say, oh, let me see. Oh, your daughter's okay. Yeah, that doesn't go over. So I don't give a shit. I don't need to get married anymore. But if you end up going out with somebody more than 2 or 3 times, there's always this disclosure conversation where they say, well, I have something to tell you. And they say, it's usually something like, well, I have herpes. And I say, oh, that's okay. I have 3 cats. And they look at me and say, oh, are you a crazy cat lady? And I say, no, I raise them for meat. It's a good litmus test to see if they have a sense of humor or they're extremely gullible. I'm also on a self-improvement program. I went back to school. I did women's studies, and I was very disappointed because I thought it was going to just teach me how to do my hair and makeup. It's not the kind of women's studies I was interested in. It's not very interesting, but they did make us. I don't know why women's studies always make you want to go to see the vagina monologues. You've heard of this show? Everybody wants you to see that show, and it's not very realistic. Because a real vagina monologue would sound more like this. Well, I was going to do that for a full 60 seconds, but I think I used up my time. Thank you guys. Good night. Bye.
One more time for Bridget Schwartz, you guys. That's our first show. Give it up for yourselves and all the comics you saw tonight. You saw Bridget Schwartz. Come on, we keep going. We keep rolling the ball rolling.